Ardra Nakshatra is the heart of Gemini. It falls squarely, fully within Gemini. Okay, so think of Gemini as Mercury, air sign, mental work first. First and foremost, always the zodiac sign. Nakshatra is a zoom in of the zodiac sign. Let's start with the temperament. Temperament is Manusha Gana, therefore it is defined by everything human quality, human intellect, human emotion. And connecting the two dots of emotion and intellect is Ardra's main theme. The Varna or the propensity is of a butcher class, which means it is labor class, which means it wants to work, it wants to serve a master. Okay. The type is balanced. Balanced nakshatras have got a theme of, on the downside, being kind of over critical and cynical about everything else and everyone else achieving their sense of success, whatever that may be, and sitting back and not doing anything about it themselves. This is the theme which balanced nakshatras, all of them play out. The drive of this nakshatra is samhara, means it's rejuvenation. That means it is removing or dissolution of the old to bring in something new. Okay? That is samhara. This is a samhara type nakshatra. This drive which Ardra brings is of rejuvenation, removing old stuff, bringing in something new. And this ties in with the life lesson, which we shall see. Life lesson there. The Lord is Gemini because it falls squarely within Gemini, as I said. The heart of Gemini is Ardra Nakshatra. Punarvasu to an extent, but let's stick to Ardra for now. So the Lord is Mercury. The Mercury as a planet itself is Vaishya. That means they are into trade and commerce. The mentality of Mercury is to engage in trade and commerce more than anything else. That's why it provides the talents and abilities that we see. We are also tying in the career aspects, the karma that you have to play out in this world. Communication and journalism, they excel in communication. Mercury, think Mercury, writing, journalism, public speaking, reporters, news anchors, and so on and so forth, right? Research and analysis is another line of what they might be interested in. They have a natural talent for it. Ardra loves to dig deep into subjects. Intellectual capacity is very high. The high form of Gemini in terms of thinking, thought process. They love technology and information technology. Also, they may become software engineers, IT professionals. Ardra has got a dominant career theme of being engineers. Many engineers' charts I have seen have Ardra, dominant Ardra. Counseling and psychology, once again, delving into the deep aspects of the human mind. They may thrive as software developers, IT developers. Okay, we covered that. They may excel as counselors, therapists, psychologists, psychiatrists even. Next one, marketing and advertising. Why I'm going through this list? Because we need to see the themes of Ardra to understand this better in terms of career, in terms of karma, in terms of what we must do in the external world. That's basically what karma is. Marketing and advertising careers, yes, Mercury, what's top, good at communication. Performing arts enhances creativity and expressive qualities. Ardra can be deeply emotionally expressive. It's a grief transformer. Ardra is known as the grief transformer. So now we tie to the life lesson. What is the life lesson of Ardra Nakshatra? Using anger and grief to transform negativity. It's a grief transformer. It's a highly transformative nakshatra. But let us see how it ties into the type and drive. Every nakshatra's heart is linked with the life lesson and the type and the drive and what they must do. So they must use anger and give grief to transform negativity. Remember, the drive is samhara, rejuvenator, transformer. Ardra wants to transform. Ardra is asking you to transform something in your life. That's what it is doing there, right? So the type is balanced. In the sense, balanced type tend to react more than be proactive about things. They want to put things more as, I will do stuff when things come to me, not as I'll be proactively searching for it and get something done. That's the drive of balanced ones. But they are here to rejuvenate. So what must they do? They must use that anger, the energy of anger, energy of grief that plays out in their life in whichever area to transform it. Because they are here to transform that anger and grief at the human level because it's a Manushagana and it's a butcher class. They must work for it. It will not automatically land in your lap. Right? You have to go and do it. If you look at the 10 archetypes, right, which one plays out more in terms of rejuvenation? I would say 21 to 24 degrees, the Ishana ability to find deeper purpose and meanings. Ardra has to find deeper purpose and meanings in life. Won't succeed otherwise. 24 to 27 degrees in your daytime chart. It's Brahma, it's intellectual capacity, innovative thinking, and originality. So 21 to 24 degrees and 24 to 27 degrees within Ardra gives that ability to Mercury or Moon, which are Vaishya planets. If they're sitting in this, it will give a strong Vaishya drive. You may do it in terms of trade and commerce. You may do it in terms of engineering and technology. And also the second angle, which is 3 to 6 degrees in a daytime chart, is ugly. Strong work ethic, ability to overcome challenges. It has to overcome challenges. Using anger and grief to transform something isn't a joke. It's a big ask. Okay? Ability to overcome challenges, determination, inspiration, passionate, and creative. Look at all the things we covered in the professions, right? Profession is our karma. So 3 to 6 degrees, the Agni angle in daytime chart also works very well for Ardra Nakshatra. Not so much their first angle because they're not really for popular authority. It's a budget class. 6 to 9 degrees will also be good, and 9 to 12 degrees will also be good. The Yama class, which is discipline, structure, responsibility. 9 to 12 degrees is Asura class. It is competitive spirit, drive to succeed, change makers, traditional way of work. Remember, it's a Samhara Nakshatra. That means it wants to transform something in your life. It wants to transform the areas of life which have to do with human living, human angle, not so much of the higher thinking. Those are other nakshatras. It's just as simple. So planets like Mercury and Moon, which are Vaishya class, will do well in Gemini, which is also Vaishya type of zodiac. Also, it is a butcher class. They want to work at the human level of things. They don't want to go too much more either. They want to transform at the human level. So we will want to work with the society, with the people, with the civilization. This is the heart of Ardra Nakshatra. Okay? And dealing with this, we'll deal with the next part of Ardra Nakshatra on when the moon is also on the Nakshatra. Meanwhile, take care. Be safe. So there is Swati Nakshatra, field 1, heart of Libra. And in Libra, Swati is temperament is Devagana, which means it wants to always think about higher intellectual stuff. Okay? It's a highly individualistic nakshatra. Individualism in the drive of others, bringing individuality to the collective is the drive of Swati. Varna or propensity is butcher class, which means it is labor, which means it has to work. It has to work through the puzzles of life in order to find higher meanings. The Gana is Dev, that means it wants to achieve higher meanings. It's not so much interested in materialism, it is not so much interested even in things. If the nakshatras which are stuck on the things plane, the Rakshasagana, or the nakshatras which are stuck in the Manushagana, the human level, you can't really bring the higher mind. The type of this nakshatra is passive. Once again, passive nakshatras tend to just sit back and wait for things to come to them. They are more reactive in nature. This is the puzzle that passive nakshatras need to solve. They need to become active. The drive of this nakshatra is samhara, which means it is here to dissolve and rejuvenate something, bring something new to life. The Lord is Venus, which is also a Brahmana planet. It wants to think, it wants to bring higher knowledge through the higher mind, you might call it, Libra is an air sign, higher mind. Venus is very sensual. Venus is very Brahman like. So it wants to bring the higher form of desire. How about that? So, life lesson of Swati Nakshatra is individuality needs solitude for perfection and discover new territory. Swati Nakshatra, because it is so individualistic, has to go alone, fly free, fly solo. The leader leads the Swati has to lead the by working through the intellectual puzzles of the mind. Therefore, it is highly individual. Individuality needs solitude because it is Libra, because it can get carried away by everything collective. Libra is so scattered, its energy in the collective. So, Adi is asking you to collect your energy back, be individualistic in your time. Go alone, find the solitude wherever your solitude is. In that solitude, you will find and discover new higher meanings that you seek. In that, you will have your rejuvenation or samhara. You will bring new stuff in the world. Swati is a very powerful nakshatra. Okay. In the D10 archetypes, where can Swati nakshatra do well? Well, I can see right away it will be the 8th and the 21 to 24 degrees, Ishana, ability to find deeper purpose and meanings. It's a Brahmana nakshatra. Okay? It falls in the Brahmana sign, ruled by Venus. Ninth angle, 24 to 27 degrees in the D10 chart will also do well. The intellectual capability, the Brahma angle, innovative thinking and originality. Swati is all about individuality with originality. Okay. Can also be the 10th angle, 27 to 30 degrees. Ananta angle, it's stability, long lasting success, thought revolutionaries. Swati can be a very powerful thought revolutionary simply because the way it is structured. It's ruled by a Brahmana planet, Venus. Its drive is to rejuvenate. The rejuvenating aspect of Venus in terms of higher meanings, higher mind, higher. That is Swati, part of Libra. Okay. Next, we shall be dealing with 16th nakshatra of Vishakha. Meantime, you guys stay stable, stay safe, and just be awesome wherever you are. Take care. There you have it. The 24th nakshatra of Shatabhisha. Let's start from the top there. Temperament is Rakshasa, meaning what? It wants to ground at a tamas level. It wants to bring everything at a grounded physical reality level of things. That's what basically Rakshasa gonna do. Okay, they want to bring everything into a tamas form, not take it up to the sattva form. Different souls and different nakshatras have come to do different things. Shatabhisha has come to actualize, to make it concretized, if you want to call it that, onto a physical level. That's the temperament of Shatabhisha. Number one, top of the list. Number two, its Varna or its propensity is a butcher class, which means what? It's a labor class. The thing you can interpret butcher class as something which wants to cut through something. What do butchers do? They don't tend to cut through something. How do you cut through something which is abstract, right? Because Shatabhisha is all about abstraction, as we shall see. The type is active nakshatra, which means it wants to go out there and do stuff. It's a self-propelling nakshatra. Okay? Type all active nakshatras are self-propelling, means they don't need an external input to start off. They start off by themselves. It's a self-propelling desire which this nakshatra will give. Nakshatra is bringing a certain level of power, certain level of propensity, certain temperament to every person. The type is active. The drive is samhara, which means they are rejuvenators, which means they need to dissolve something and bring something else out of the pack. Concept, an idea,
a form of living, a form of civilization, a form of society. It can be anything, a form of science. Okay, the Lord, because it falls squarely in the heart of Aquarius, in Vedic astrology, it's defined as Saturn. Okay, Saturn is Shudra planet, yes, but it's also co-ruled by Rahu. Okay, which is Mlecha, so it is already unconventional. So Saturn, Vayu, okay, it's like airy planet, Saturn, and Rahu is the master of etheric stuff, the stuff that is not physically present. Rahu, Ketu are not physical planets, so they are already in the etheric format. They are already in an abstraction of idea, an energy which is abstract. Okay, let's just put it that simply. So, how does Shatabhisha tie into its life lesson? Let's go right down there. The life lesson of Shatabhisha is as follows. The master of abstract uses connections to make things tangible, like dots of light, like stars in the sky. Okay, you take and you make a certain figure, like the zodiac signs, for example. The ancients who discovered saw this constellation of zodiac in the sky. They connected the dots of the stars. This looks like a lion, that looks like a bow and arrow, this looks like a snake, that looks like a monkey, all these abstract ideas. Stars are not doing anything by themselves, but they formed an abstraction out of it and they made it something tangible called the zodiac, called the Vedic astrology. So, master of abstraction, Shatabhisha is the master of abstraction, the master of trying to make something abstract as ether, abstract idea, abstract concept, abstract form of healing also. Shatabhisha is the power of 100 physicians. This is the most least understood aspect of Shatabhisha. How do you bring healing to a form? Ether, you need to understand, pervades everything. Ether pervades even the atomic structure of things. So the power of Varuna, or the god of cosmic waters, who is the ruler of Shatabhisha, can see through everything. At the etheric level, if you can perceive, know, and see everything, you're pretty powerful. Okay, Shatabhisha is a very powerful nakshatra, but it's the most unconventional because it is ruled by Saturn and Rahu. This is the abstract part. And yet they are active rejuvenators. Type is active, drive is rejuvenation. So, Shatabhisha wants to get something out of the abstract world and it wants to make it grounded, Rakshasagana. What do they need? They need to make connections. This is where the Aquarius part comes in. Aquarius is the 11th house. You need to make connections with people. Aquarius tends to get lonely, tends to withdraw, tends to go into their own abstract world of their own subconscious mind. They tend to be dreamy, tend to be lonely people. Aquarius. But they need to go out into the collective. This is the master of abstract using connections. What kind of connections? Physical reality with other people. People connections. They need to find the right team. They need to find the right people. They need to find the right associations, partnerships, be it intimate or business or anything, right? They need to make connections to make this abstract tangible. Let's say they have an idea for a company. Let's be very practical. Let us say they have an idea for establishing a new company or to make a new product like Google, for example. The founders of Google, for example, right? They had something such an abstract, like an internet search engine is so abstract. But these two guys came together. You can see the history of Google, right? And they formed that out of their garage. They took the abstract idea of a search engine, which is just a software program, and they connected it, made it into a concrete format called Google. Just giving you a classical example. Why am I giving you this technical example? Look at what the talents and abilities of Shatabhisha are. They are highly technical, highly technical. These people make excellent software engineers. They're excellent at scientific research. They are excellent at technology and innovation. They're excellent at healing and alternative medicine. The best power of 100 physicians. They're excellent at humanitarian and social causes, the power of Saturn with Rahu and the 11th house, about masses, about social media. They're excellent at astrology and occult sciences. They're excellent at teaching and education, right? This is the power of Shatabhisha. Look at all the powerhouses of things they are possible in their careers. Don't underestimate Shatabhisha if you have got dominance in your D1, D9, D10. If you've got more dominance of planets and points in Shatabhisha, pay attention to this. And this is going to, in my opinion, just a sideline. It is going to play a very dominant role in the world after 2044 when Pluto enters Shatabhisha for the next 15 years after that till 2060. That time we'll see really some serious technological innovations. What we have now is child's play compared to that. Anyway, coming back to master of abstract using connections. So this is what Shatabhisha needs to do. And now let's tie into the D10 archetypes. What archetypes will Shatabhisha shine in the maximum? My take on it, they will shine best in 9 to 12 degrees, the Asura, because it's Asura, driven by an Asura. Varuna is an Asura. Competitive spirit, drive to succeed, ambitious, and change makers to traditional ways at work. Rahu plus Saturn will make unconventional changes. Period. Shatabhisha, being the heart of Aquarius, has all the power of Saturn and Rahu in it. Next angle is 12 to 15 degrees Varuna. Guess what? Shatabhisha is ruled by Varuna, the god of cosmic waters. Excellent communication skills, adaptability, ability to connect with others at work. Remember the life lesson? The master of abstract uses connections to make things tangible. They're using the connections. Next angle which will be good at is 15 to 18 degrees, which means it's Vayu. It is dynamic, it is flexible, it is the quickest to adapt. This is the next level of active intelligence that Shatabhisha has. So if you have dominance of planets and points in Shatabhisha, especially in your D10 in these angles, you would be best served by involving yourself. Doesn't matter which career you are in, you bring all of these aspects. If you are best served in following in your career path, whatever it is that you're doing, and bring it to incorporate these elements, to incorporate good communication skill, to make connections with people, not withdraw into your own self. Okay, please remember this. Beautiful Shatabhisha Nakshatra and power of healing as well. Is there any healing one there? I think Asura, Varuna, and Vayu will do it pretty much. So 9 to 18 degrees in D10 chart is the dominance of Shatabhisha Nakshatra. I'll see you in the next. Take care, be safe.